Hello and welcome everyone to our Wellness Wednesdays here at Provisions Health in Toronto, Ohio. My name is Neil Nichols. This is Mr. Ian Tice. And behind the camera is Miss Ian Tice, Rhonda. I always get that.
You do. It's okay.
One day we'll get there. But my name is Neil. Thank you so much for being here at Provisions Health. And our Wellness Wednesdays, we are debuting our product. I think this is our 8th or our 7th.
I think it's 8.
I think it's our 8th show. Oh my gosh, it doesn't even seem that way. This is our 2nd show of the new year. We are going to be doing one every Wednesday as much as we can, as wealth and health permits. But I wanted to thank you guys for joining us. We've been bringing some great success. Talk a little bit about, since we've been doing this, what's changed? What's changed across the board, but not only just for the office, but for you personally with these products?
With the products in my life, I've just started using a few different ones. I use the CS Men's Balance, which we're going to talk about, the Brain Sense. I take the greens, and what's the other one I take?
Motivate.
The Motivate.
Sometimes, yeah.
Motivate.
And I just noticed that I am more alert, I'm more functional, my mood overall and as a whole has been more even Steven.
Yep.
Yeah. So we have the wife's support there.
Glowing endorsement.
So, I mean, that has been good, but I will say, from the band standpoint, we've had, running into people in public that have purchased bands. The one lady I run into at the pharmacy, she said, hey, I just want to tell you this is the best sleep I've had since I've had this band. Then the pharmacist comes and she's like, hey, I bought a whole bunch of these as gifts, and my knee doesn't hurt anymore. And so, it's just when you get the word out there of products that work, and it's not a whole bunch of hoopla, even though it might not be what our first line treatment is in this country, not because it doesn't work, but just because we're not educated about it. When you start getting the word out there, it's nice to see people having realistic solutions for problems that are not medications. And
it fosters the community, which I really like.
Yes.
One of the beauties of why this is going on a couple months now, we shut our store down, an actual physical store, is the actual, just the community. Every day they come into and raving about, because we were offering, it's going on 3 years now, that we've been offering the common sense products, are just products that we know that work.
Right.
And that's the thing I miss, is the people in the community. But I love this because now it gives me more time to actually go around to be able to get this to the community, the intricate places that it's needed, which is the overall health place.
Absolutely.
So now you went from we're now your pharmacist, the local pharmacist here is raving about the products.
She has sent several people down to say, hey, go a couple blocks down, and they've got bands, and you should try one of these.
And that's what really is about. And that's how I heard about it. Gio Pizzo, that man changed my life. Because for 6 months he was like, Neil, I'm telling you, try this. And finally when I did, it was the coffee, and 3.5 years later, I am literally in one of the best, on the way to be in the best shape of my life, using amazing products, being around like-minded people, and growing a community that's like-minded, that wants better health. And naturally, and that's the way it should be. So today, we're going to be talking about men's balance. Today, it's Men's Day, Men's Wednesday.
Woohoo!
And I absolutely, for the rest of my life, will not go without this product. It is 3 capsules a day, and we're going to talk about what's in it, okay, why every man should have this in his supplement lineup as a daily regimen, whether you're 18 years old or you're 47 or 50 or 80 or 90. One of the reasons why this is so prevalent is because of the ingredients that are naturally, that our bodies need as a man every single day.
Yes.
Am I correct?
You're correct.
So before that, we're going to talk about testimonies, though. What's changed? I mean, for me, I'm going to say personally, for me, it was about day 2.5 to day 3 when I started on men's balance about going on 3 years ago. And I noticed right away not only my mental, my mornings, my stamina. I started my wellness journey also back then using the products. I noticed my muscle retention with working out. And there's times where I fell off like a couple months. And before that, falling off a couple months of working, I would literally gain all my weight back. My muscle tone would be gone. Everything would be gone because I didn't have anything supporting my muscle tone or anything, which was my testosterone levels naturally. After using this product for the last 3 years, I can say my wife loves men's balance. She does, and she can tell, hey, have you taken your men's balance today? Because of just the overall so much health aspects of what it's done, not only mentally, physically, stamina, mood. It turns you from this hard, I'm a man, to, oh, look, I like this flower again.
That's really good. That is really good.
Does that make sense?
It
Like,
does. From watching it, that is an excellent description of it.
That's what it is. It just makes you, it just puts you back into that balance.
It does. And so the question then is, who is this product for? And apparently the Supreme Court is having a real hard time with defining what a man and a woman is. So let me make that distinction very clear for everybody today. If you have a penis...
This is not about being politically correct. This is about being medically accurate.
This is about medically accurate. If you have a penis, this product is for you.
If you were born...
Right. I don't know why we have a hard time with this. Sex is male or female, and gender is whatever you decide.
Up for debate, apparently.
So I don't know why we can't just all get on that board. Sex is male or female, gender is whatever you decide that you want to be. But we are talking sex today, not gender.
Yes, absolutely.
So this is for men. And so what are the things that... And this, to me, is something that I like to talk about because no one wants to talk about it. No one wants to talk about it. I just saw several vets this past week that have said, they're having all these male problems, but they have not yet talked to their primary care doctor about it, but they're talking to me about it. And I said, well, you do know I am a primary care provider.
Yes.
And they're like, well, yeah. And I think the biggest thing that men are...
It's embarrassment.
It is embarrassment, but I think what they are shocked to find out is 70% of men over the age of 30 have some type of sexual dysfunction.
Yes.
30. Let's hone in on that for a minute. 30.
And one of the reasons for that, and now with the lack, for me, started tracing back, when I started doing my research on this and using this product, I took it, and then I stopped taking it because I'm like, and right away I noticed the difference. And that's when I noticed what optimum health is. Not that there was this big issue or whatever going on in my life, but this backs up what is missing, which is the daily, how can I say, levels of hormonal balance that every man needs.
Absolutely.
We hit menopause way before women do because after the age of 25 that we start losing testosterone naturally. Now you pair that with alcohol, you pair that with lack of sleep, you pair that with stress, with these foods.
I was going to say the food.
Foods that you wouldn't even feed an animal that we're eating I'm sorry, this is my passion, sorry. I see that when I walk into a gas station, I'm an American gas station, and there's nothing in here I want to eat now because I know that everything in here is not good for my body. So pair that with the technical stuff of now we have not being grounded from our electronics. All that with the deficiency of everything, like in minerals.
Oh, and then you add things like conditions like diabetes, which can cause erectile dysfunction. You add hypertension, which can cause erectile dysfunction. You add anxiety and depression, which there's a mental component and a brain-gut axis that interacts with all of that. ED can be physiologic or psychogenic, and this is not all just about ED, but that's the stuff that guys care about. right? But if you could become a better balanced, more nice. I don't know about you. I'm nicer, and it's not that I'm a mean SOB all the time. I just have a quick, short fuse.
It's funny because it's using this product. You go from just being in everyday marriages, whatever. When I'm on this product, I just always have this euphoria. I look at my wife like she's the most beautiful creature ever because it just keeps that. It keeps that in that state, that mind where you're just like, okay, I'm here, I'm loving me again, right? Because, like you said, if there's an issue where you're not performing as a man, that breaks down so many other barriers. And now that you know that there's something that can naturally help that, it's not, I look at all these commercials. You see all these commercials now,
It's
right?
a lot.
A lot. The HIMs and the this. But I look at that as a temporary fix. Okay? It's not getting to the root cause. So let's talk about what's in this product and why, with micronutrient and everything that's in this, what makes this different than anything else on the market.
Sure, I've got a list. Hold on to your seats. So the top ingredient is zinc. So what do we know about zinc? Zinc plays a critical role in normal testicular function, spermatogenesis, and male fertility. So this is not just for erectile dysfunction. This is for people who are struggling with infertility. This is for all kinds of different
Anemia.
things.
Which there's been a massive rise in male-dominated infertility in the last 10 to 20 years. And they don't really have a lot of data on that because men don't talk about it.
Well, sure. Absolutely. Another one of the ingredients, the second one is selenium. Selenium is positively associated with testosterone in children and adolescents and a positive association in male adolescents. Then the next ingredient is ashwagandha extract. This is good for women also, but when you take this in men, it relieves fatigue. There was an increase in free testosterone levels when you take ashwagandha compared to a placebo. This promotes sexual well-being and increases serum testosterone levels. Then this one, Neil, you might have to help me. Is this Tomcat?
The tongue, that's where I was looking at.
Tomcat Alley is what it says. Not an alley cat, but Tomcat Alley.
It's a root.
It's a root, and it improves overall testosterone levels after
fenugreek.
Yep.
And I know the other one is horny goatweed.
It is.
And again, I remember even from Jamaica, my parents talking about that growing up, using these herbs and everything that now. That's in these.
We put him on horny goatweed years ago when we were fighting infertility.
Yep, and it does work. Another one is ginseng,
ginseng
extract, which increases blood testosterone levels.
In Jamaica, ginseng has always been like the men, whenever you take ginseng, it's always been known for that. And the Chinese use ginseng for
everything.
Almost everything.
Here's the one that is most interesting to me. If you've got some belly fat, so here's the thing that you maybe don't even realize is belly fat causes, how do I want to say this so that it's simple? Aromatization. Aromatization is the formation of estrogen. So the more belly fat you have, the more estrogen you make. So as estrogen rises in a man, it suppresses testosterone. This one specific ingredient that we have addresses that because they're looking at all different causes from all different angles in this product. So in this product, it's called DIM, but it's di-inodilomethane, which sounds absolutely ridiculous, so that's why it's DIM. But this inhibits the enzyme aromatase. So it acts as a natural aromatase inhibitor, lowering estrogen. So what did I just say? The higher your estrogen is, the lower your testosterone is. So you've got all these other ingredients that are helping raise testosterone, and then you've got an ingredient that's suppressing estrogen, which causes this to go up. So that is fascinating because, when you buy medication for erectile dysfunction or something like that, it is a medication that increases blood flow to your genitals for men or women. It doesn't fix the problem. No. So we are treating the root cause of
It
the
doesn't
problem.
fix the root of the problem.
The root of the
It
problem.
fixes the temporary problem
Yes,
for some people.
the root of the problem is not.
And the other thing too, like with Viagra and Cialis and all of those other type drugs, if you have cardiac issues, you have to be very, very careful. They can cause a rapid decline in blood pressure. If you take medicines like nitroglycerin, you can kill yourself. You can have a fatal low blood pressure. And in fact, there was a movie, As Good as It Gets. I think it was Jack Nicholson and Diane Keaton. I don't know if you remember. He was sleeping with Diane's daughter. And he was in the ER after he had chest pain, and they had said, "Are you taking Viagra?" And he said, "No." And he said, "Well, if you do, you could have a heart attack or this." And he reaches over and rips the IV out of something.
Yes, I remember that.
And that's something that we laugh about, but it is a very serious potential problem. But because men are men and we don't talk about stuff, we don't like to tell that we're taking Viagra, so you could see how you'd get in that situation.
Yeah.
So those are some of, there's maca root.
Maca root, yep.
Neil talked about the horny goat weed, all of that stuff.
All paired with micronutrition. And that's the beauty about this, is that, and explain what micronutrition is so people can understand what makes it so special.
The other thing too that is in this, and it is, I gotta look and see where it is. The folate in this is L-methylfolate calcium. So what does that mean to you? So you've probably heard me say this a dozen times, but L-methylfolate is the broken down form of vitamin B9. Many people, they're guessing between 50 and 60% of Americans have L-methylfolate deficiency or MTHFR deficiency, meaning they cannot break down B9 into the usable form. Because this is micronutrition, this is already in the body's usable form. So, why might this be beneficial for you? As well as with sexual health and mood, this increases, or rather decreases, anxiety and depression because it helps raise naturally serotonin.
I went, like I said, I literally went a month straight, make sure I took it, and then I went a week not taking it. And it was within that second day is when I started noticing the sharpness back in my mood, the mood swings, and I'm still on brain sense. But that part that softens things, does that make sense? That makes things just more palpable, or make that just everything across the board, it just really and truly makes a difference. And also, to be honest, it enhances when it comes to just the bedroom. Because it really and truly, if you're taking something that's maintaining that every single day, then that's going to improve. And for me, that's why it's so critical, because now we're having something that's getting to the root cause, that's helping the body, versus you're doing an hour fix.
Sure.
You know, and the beauty is that now the age range for this, I have 18-year-olds that came and said, in my store, that bought this product, that said, "Oh my gosh, thank you." That they're working out, they're getting, especially athletes, you want to have something all around to help the body.
Sure. And then Neil mentioned something that I just want to, he jumped on and he called it menopause. And that does happen. The medical name for that is actually andropause, because it's androgen hormone. So the male hormone for the body is testosterone, so that's androgen. So basically it just is later onset hypogonadism. Hypogonadism just means a decrease in testosterone from decreased testicular function.
Means your nuts don't work.
Well, not they do, but they just
they're not producing.
They don't work right.
They're not producing what they're supposed to. The engine is
to my point, normal testosterone range is quite vast. A normal testosterone range on labs is anywhere from 200 to 1,000. So, you know, I see a lot of providers that...
Let's pause for a minute to just spotlight the importance of that. Somebody might feel normal at 300, and then somebody else might feel devastated at 300.
Absolutely.
And somebody else might be way over top and extra sharp if they're 950, and somebody else might actually finally be functioning normal at 950.
Yeah, correct.
So the point of referencing that wide range is that
which is what
It
I
is-
was going to say.
Get there faster.
I was just going to say, I've so many people come in and they have been seeing their providers, and their providers are like, your testosterone is normal, but when I look at it, their testosterone is 300. I'm like, okay, but you are 25 years old, and I understand this is a normal value, but it is not normal for a 25-year-old. And so you have to treat the person and the range. Does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely. An athlete is different than somebody who is not.
Yes.
Because the athlete needs more, because
Stuff.
he needs more stuff. He's using more energy. So that makes perfect sense.
So I guess I just wanted the andropause is just basically everything that he and I are describing today. That aging feeling, that less sharp feeling. I had a good definition in here somewhere that I liked. But I wanted to say that if this is you, this is who we're talking to. So,
Or someone in your life.
symptoms of andropause would be sexual symptoms, to be erectile dysfunction, diminished frequency of morning erections. Listen, guys, it is normal. Women, this is for you too. It is normal that when your man opens his eyes in the morning that he has an erection. That's normal. Why? Testosterone is a diurnal hormone cycle, which means it's highest in the morning and lowest at bedtime. So when your testosterone is functioning normally, you should wake up with an erection, because that is when testosterone is higher.
I take my men's balance, particularly right before I go to bed. I take it with a muscadine, and I've noticed extreme changes in that.
Mhm.
Maybe because the release of me taking it an hour before bed or something. But I notice a difference than when I take it before bed and when I don't. And it's so funny you say that, because the next morning,
That's it.
hello, and it's great because you're back to that normal routine of being yourself again.
Sure.
You know.
Other symptoms with menopause or what we're talking about here. Fatigue, sleep disturbance, short-term memory loss, changes in body composition. A lot of times you might start carrying your body weight differently, more like in a female distribution pattern, more in their legs and bottom instead of how men carry it. So if you're seeing these things, you need to talk to someone about it. Changes in body composition, irritability, depression, decreased libido, erectile dysfunction, weakness, insomnia, loss of motivation, mood disorders, reduction of bone density. This is, and I have a personal story that I can tell you is I am a person who is diagnosed with hypogonadism. So I take testosterone injections weekly. And you can thank my wife for that, because she said for years, Ian, there's something wrong with you. I didn't have hair on my legs. I couldn't grow a beard. Clearly, we have remedied this issue.
Mm-hmm.
But the hair off my head just seemed to go away with the injections, but that happens sometimes. But, so when I first got tested years ago, my PCP sent me back for a second test because he said, I don't know that I believe that first number. I said, well, why? He said, well, get it checked again before we have this conversation. So my first level, I think it came back at like 12. Which he was like, didn't want to say anything about. My repeat level came back, I believe, at 19. And I just told you the range is 200 to 1,000. So when I asked him, I said, well, what does that mean? He said, my dead grandmother has more testosterone than you do. I'm like, oh. But my symptoms at that time were really on the mental health side of things. I was very depressed. I couldn't move. I didn't have libido. I felt like every motion was under duress. Does that, or stress? You know what I mean? Like
Depression.
You're carrying all this weight.
Like
It was
this.
and I was just so shocked to find out that a hormone could have that much of an effect on my life. And at the time, I think, what was I, 34 at the time that we found out? 32? That I found out that I had it. And I was upset because at the same time, I was like, okay, we have an answer, so that's great that we have an answer. But for years and years and years, I had doctored and said, I don't feel good. I keep gaining weight. I don't understand why this is happening. What do you want to say?
You endured a lot of judgment from everybody.
Yeah.
From everybody in your family, in your medical community about your weight gain, and a lot of assumptions were made about you based on that alone. And then we kept saying to everybody, well, he gets tested and they say everything's fine.
Check his thyroid, check his thyroid, check his thyroid.
And it just continued, and it was just very defeating to watch and to live with.
Over and over again, I would hear, no snacks, no desserts, no second servings. I'm like, I'm not doing this.
And I'm like, I'm the one preparing the food. I know what he eats. And everyone's like, well, you're his wife, so you love him anyway. I'm like, but I'm also a medical person, and there's something wrong with him that's getting missed.
Yeah.
So, yes, the injections do help, but I noticed with over time, just like anything else, your body gets used to having that. So in my mind, and I'm going to check back and I'll let you guys know, my goal is I would like to see, because I just had my testosterone levels checked in August, and they were normal range, great for me, but I'm going to get ready to check them again here in the next month.
Awesome.
So having been on the supplement, I'm very interested to see where they are, because I do feel so much better.
Yeah.
And ideally, I would like to see if I could wean off of the shot and just do this. Because I will say all of these things that we have talked about that it treats, it really does work. So I was telling Neil, I had ordered this at the beginning of December, but we had some shipping issues, and I did not receive it until the end of December.
That are not related to common sense. Common sense did nothing wrong.
No, common sense did nothing wrong. Not at all.
Absolutely.
So I've been on it for about 2.5 weeks, closer to 3, and I was along the same field as Neil. Within that 2 to 3 day window, I was like, oh, I really do feel different.
Yeah.
Like, I think day 2, I was like, I feel a little different, but I can't put my finger on it. And then when I woke up day 3, it was like, holy cow.
Yeah.
Usually I wake up and I don't want to jump out of bed or run around or do anything, but I opened up my eyes and went, okay, time to get up, and I'm like, what is wrong with me? And it was a night that I did not sleep as long as I should have, so I didn't expect that. So and the other thing too that I want to say is testosterone for years in men has been this big taboo topic. Because there was this study that came out in the 70s or 80s, I can't remember which, that said, people who have men who have higher levels of testosterone have higher incidence of cardiovascular issues. Duh!
Yeah.
Men die before women. Men die younger because they have higher levels of testosterone. The study was not a good study, but what came of that was we didn't do testosterone replacement therapy on men who had low T. Now, when you look at these men, they have more heart problems, more heart attacks, more other comorbidities than the men who actually replace the testosterone. Here's the caveat to testosterone replacement therapy. And this is why I like this. If you had to go another route first, this is why I would choose this. Men of childbearing age, testosterone therapy, if you are doing injections, will make you infertile. What? So we are giving a man synthetic testosterone, so it is not made by your body. So if we are giving your body the testosterone, your body says, I don't have to make it because you are doing it for me. Consequently, that testosterone that we're giving them does not create spermatogenesis. So while you may get firmer erections and you may feel better and get all the symptom benefit, there is that consequence. Other consequences of testosterone replacement therapy are an increased risk of obstructive sleep apnea, as well as increased risk of blood viscosity, which can lead to blood clot, stroke, and death.
I'll take this
So
any day.
So if this would have been presented to me as an option years ago, I probably would have started here. Now I want to get to just here, and I'm very hopeful that we're going to do that. And I do want to say that it does say that you can take 3 a day, but you can double up on this and take 6 a day. And I do want to tell you that this is a full 1 month supply. There are 90 capsules in here, so this is a 1 month supply. So don't think that you have to take 3 capsules a day and that's only getting you 10 days. This is the whole month.
With this, and I when I was doing a rigorous work, because right now I'm doing a workout every other day. So when I was doing it every day, I did twice a day, and I noticed an extreme difference in just my muscle recovery. I noticed just I'm able to go and keep my working out process. And the minute I weaned off of that for the last, I was just like, well, I'm not feeling that oomph again. But the beauty is that I am 52 years old. Luckily, because I found these products, I'm on zero medication, and I want to keep it that way. My everyday, for my heart, for my male supplement, for my everyday mental and everyday is Common Sense products. The whole line of them, because I found something that myself and my entire family can enjoy. Where can they find this product?
Oh, well, they can go to Common Sense. That website is www.commonsense.com. www.commonsenseww.com/Rhonda.
Rhonda.
I'll put that in the comments.
The poster is on the way. It's going to be here soon, so we'll have that next. But the beauty about this, also, you can find this at Negative Mind Store.
Yes.
Your phone number, please?
Our phone number is 740-730-0305.
And give us a call. Now, what I love about being in a community-based, where the actual products are now, where we're at a medical facility, that we're on the front line of everyday primary care. To have this where this is available naturally, I know personally, after the years, about 2 years of me having this fully in the store, I would give a sample to a couple of people like, here, I'm using mine here, and within the next day, they will come back and go, hey man, I need a bottle. And that was just from one dose. So the beauty of having micronutrition, obviously that's not going to be the broad spreads across the board, but I just have the confidence that in having people try this product, which is why they offer a 30-day money back, no questions asked guarantee. Okay, I offer that in the store, they offer that online, to try something different. Men, it is 3 capsules a day. You start off, okay, that you can actually feel yourself and be back to normal. I think this should be in every man's medicine lineup as being in an everyday maintenance. Do you agree?
I 1000% agree. And the other thing that I did do today, what did I do? I went through and I looked up, were there any reasons that you shouldn't take things with certain medicines? And the only thing that I could find out really said that if you're on any type of blood thinning medication, specifically warfarin, that you need to make sure that you talk to your healthcare provider about that. So I would recommend doing that first.
Absolutely.
The thing that it says is it can make it more potent. So I think knowing that as a provider, the only thing I would do is probably check a couple times more frequently, and it might cause them to require less anticoagulant, which that's not a bad thing.
Yeah, because you have something naturally helping.
So if you were the provider, we would plan a lab draw
Sure.
X amount of time after starting this.
Yes.
So that's really the easy solution. So if your provider says, don't take this because I don't recognize it and I don't understand it, so don't do it, please reconsider their advice.
Yeah.
Because it's absolutely capable of being worked around your Coumadin or your warfarin.
Yeah. But that would be the only reason. The other thing that I did see about it, I can't remember what, it must not have been that significant because it escapes me at the moment, but I don't know, I'll let you talk about something else and I'll think about it. Did you happen to show them the pills or what they look like?
I did. They're green. I showed 3 of them. Yeah. So to kind of tie things in, you are able to take this with the Brain Sense.
Yes.
One does not replace the other.
No. No.
But you can take them both individually and for good results. But you can also take them together if you wish. So.
And that's the funny thing is the computer. It's kind of like having, I look at the body kind of like a computer. I know it seems, but you have the master organ, the brain, the CPU, that needs its own nutrients and everything to run. And then the other components that everything else needs, that's how the body's broken down it needs its certain nutrients or it needs its certain things that the brain obviously is going to be the master overlook of everything, but we need certain things every day, especially with the lack of nutrients in our foods. This comes back to basic maintenance of a man. And and to me, I thought about this for years. I'm like, because I remember years back seeing Viagra commercials in the Super Bowl. You don't see that for estrogen and all these other because I thought about just how prevalent that is in our everyday society where men have this issue. It's not going away, but I thought, why aren't we getting to the root cause of it? Why aren't we getting to, we know a man needs a certain amount of testosterone level, we know that why don't we have that in our everyday lineup as a supplement, not like an everyday one a day, okay? You don't see this in your one a days and so forth because this is something that's a daily maintenance that's needed.
And then the other thing I remember what I wanted to say is there are a couple other ingredients in here that help with blood sugar lowering. So think about this. I've thought about it for you, so you don't have to. I'm going to tell you. When you're a diabetic, diabetes has a tendency to promote some weight gain. So if we lower our blood sugars, we lower our weight, which lowers our adiposity, which lowers our estrogen, which raises our testosterone. So there are ingredients in this to help do that. So I mean,
the formulators.
We have thought about this from every angle, which I do appreciate. And then there's the other thing too is, so now if you have cholesterol lowering agents in here. So now if you lower your cholesterol, first of all, let's back up and say this: diabetes elevates your cholesterol. So now we are lowering your cholesterol, we're lowering your blood sugars, we're raising your testosterone, we're decreasing your estrogen. No stinking wonder you feel so dang good on the supplement.
And you're never going to see this promoted by a big pharma because it promotes wellness, which is not profitable.
It's that's why we're doing this as a community, because this is not known. I didn't know about this 3 years ago. I didn't know. I
didn't know about it until we sat down and
have a conversation. And that's with me meeting you here with me coming to get evaluated. And I prayed about coming here. I was just like, I know there's a reason, because I had said your name like 2 weeks before, and when you popped up as the provider for me, I was like, no, there's something here, and we need to figure out. And lo and behold, everything across the board is falling into place where we need these things. We need this as a community. And I live close here. Okay, we wouldn't have been here if that would not happen. I'm less than 15 minutes from here.
So we don't have paths that would cross naturally.
No.
So we have family that knows each other,
yeah,
but that's the extent of it.
But that's the extent of it. So to have this now, where we have a community that's experiencing being not enraged, experiencing being able to feel whole again, both men and women. It's just, I've seen it in our store for the last 3 years, having these products, and I can't tell you the tears of people coming in and going, thank you. I'm like, no, don't thank me. It's common sense. They're the one with the awesome products and everything. Nobody knows about it.
Well, you have to take some credit, though, because you were the one educating people about it. So.
I'm a very humble person, so
I do. That's why I said you take some credit for it.
The coolest thing about it is that it comes back to community based in growing as a community. And the coolest thing about that, talk about community, Common Sense is actually here this week at the Marriott Hotel here. We're doing our regional convention for distributors. We're going to be here. This is going to be Friday and Saturday. They're actually starting classes tomorrow. Now, the coolest thing about the classes tomorrow, they're the Zig Ziglar class, building you life coaching. That's a part of what Common Sense offers also. But I'm inviting everyone to come out 6 p.m. Saturday to come out and meet Joe Mellon and Richard O'Brien. We're going to be there so they can see the community of people that it's not just us.
Sure,
Okay,
yeah.
there's over 10,000, if not 15,000 people just and growing. Okay, and that's just the company itself. We're talking ancillary from little doctors in every walks of life that need this product and these products across the board. So thank you so much for being here.
We are not
guys.
done. We are talking about our basket.
Okay, basket. That's right. We're doing. We can't forget that. Thank you.
Do you want to talk about basket?
No.
Yes.
No?
I'll talk about the basket. We're doing a giveaway. In our basket, we are going to be doing a giveaway coming up next week.
Why are we doing it?
Why we're doing it is so people can actually sample the products.
Okay.
Okay, and also we're going to have everything in across the board, most of the common sense products, but all wellness products from everything we use in our body. We're going to have Nexius ion bands in there. We're going to have samples from everything across the board to have a full wellness pack. It's going to be over a $200 value basket, and we're going to be giving that away for the person that shows up and comments next week. So we're going to be engaging. We want those engaging done, and it's going to be something that we're just here as a community. So
Product things.
so many things, so many
Fans.
things, right, that we can offer naturally that you can use every single day. And I'm just really and truly ecstatic to be a part of this. Thank you guys. Thank you so much.
Thanks for coming. So we will, throughout the next week, leading up to Wellness Wednesday next week, we're going to put out promotional information about the basket giveaway, let you know how you can win. And the point is to generate. The point is to generate some movement about this so that we can continue to grow the people that know about it, so that more people can benefit from this.
Knowledge is power. So, for us to sit here and know about it and not tell you about it isn't helping anybody other than ourselves. And that's not why Rhonda and I joined in the healthcare field. That's not why Neil is here. If we have something that can make you feel better,
we're not gatekeeping.
Yeah.
That's the term.
Yeah.
I would just rather share the information so that everyone else has the opportunity for themselves to decide if this is something that works for them or not. And then, guys, I also just want to say before we get off of here, it's okay to talk about your feelings. It's okay to talk about your sexual health and wellness and well-being. If your provider isn't doing that with you, they are doing you a disservice. And if you want to talk about those things or you find it uncomfortable, please know that you can always come here, make an appointment, and talk to me. You can keep your primary care person. I talk about erectile dysfunction and men problems all day long in our veteran population. It is far more common than you think, and it is so important in your overall physical and mental health.
And life.
And life.
Longevity in life.
Women.
And happy women.
If you would like your man to talk to him, you can call and make an appointment. If you would like your man to come and talk to about anything, go for it. Yeah.
And that's the beauty. NegativeOnStore.com. You're going to go to commonsensewww.com/Rhonda. It's going to be in the comments when we're finished. Thank you so much. I appreciate you being here. We'll see you next Wednesday. Next Wednesday, it's going to be Women Wednesday.
Women Wednesday.
We're going to be talking about women's balance.
We might change the time, though, next week.
We're going to change
we
the time
are.
next week. We are.
The reason is Neil's wife Jessie takes the women's balance. Rhonda doesn't for different reasons, and they'll talk about that next week. But we just wanted to have it from people's standpoints that are actually taking the products.
Yeah, and Jessie has her own job.
And
So
she has her own
she
job.
has to be, if she's going to be here, we have to change the time.
Absolutely.
So we will let you know when we are going to do next week, what time, before then. But as soon as we get that all ironed out, we'll let you know.
I love it. We love you. Happy New Year. And we will see you next week on next Wellness Wednesday. Thank you so much. Have a great day, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Be well.